Hello and welcome. This is going to be part 3 of the Path of Exile Awakening series. So where we last left off is we cleared the fetid pool, and then we just got to the submerged passage. From the submerged passage, we are probably going to do this Dweller of the Deep quest. So I'm going to travel to the flooded depths first. I normally do all the optional quests, just because they do get you small rewards or XP bonuses, and they're kind of helpful to do. So back to the game. This is just the middle of this act. Actually, it's still pretty much the beginning of this act. The quests that you are doing get longer as you go through the acts. Of course, Act 3 is going to take a while to get to, but it is also going to have the longest and most tedious quests. There's the level up. So after I kill everything here, open this trunk and do the rest of this, I'm going to go to the passive skill tree. From here I have a few options. I can go down to the maximum mana and then the primal spirit, or I can just go to bow damage and attack speed and then to the aspect of the eagle. I am probably just going to go to the bow damage right now. You don't really need the mana early game to sustain that well. So I have another 2 flasks. I'm not going to be using those because I've got the better flasks. So let's carry on with this. There's a superior item. I would like to pick that up. Some people do only if it has 10 or more quality that you can pick it up. I do pick up whatever you can and then fix it later. The Brood Princess is also a mini boss of this area. Not too hard, but she does generate people that can block attacks for it if you are doing something like that. Chainmail Vest, I'm not going to pick that up. Don't really need it. I'm going to pop a life potion. Heal me up a little bit because I will have it up in a little bit anyway. And I found the flooded depths. So I'm going to do this Dweller of the Deep optional question, or optional quest, not question. But it's going to be one of those optional quests that you don't have to complete. But I do anyway, just for the fun of it and the lure of the game. That's normally around area right up here, and then you'll find your way out through a small opening. Some of these things are just really annoying, like those little crabs are just more annoying in the game than difficult, but they will get harder once you get to the next levels because your resistances to different attributes go down drastically. That's what makes the next difficulties harder. It just lowers your resistance and they do more damage throughout the game. So it's not like the quests change as you go into a harder difficulty, but they do get harder because your resistances drop. So you'll have to find, say, rings with resistances or armor with resistances or generally anything. Resistances are going to be a key part in the later game if you want to play that far. Oh, and then there's these spirits or whatever, the four bands. So you gotta be a little cautious with these. They do hurt, they do a lot of damage, but I don't think they're gonna be that difficult. You normally just want to pick one off at a time, and then you can switch to the next one. They didn't drop. I want the rustic sash. That's pretty much the only thing I'm actually going to take here. Everything I have is generally better for me. Reflects 4 physical melee damage and 12 increased stun recovery. But the important thing is the physical damage. It gives less physical damage, so I actually don't even need that. I'm not gonna sell it. There's no really point selling those, except if you need the wisdom scrolls, which you will pretty much find enough during the game to support yourself with those. Even though it seems like I might not be fighting enough. And then this is the Dweller, the mini boss of this area. This is optional quest, just standing here and killing this. It's not too hard, it's pretty easy. The only part is once you kill this form, it breaks off into a smaller form, and it's just kind of annoying. But from here, kind of just pick it off. It doesn't drop amazing gear, but like this only gives me 23. This requires 16 strength, so I actually can't use it in the first place. But it also dropped a ring. Also, if you press X, you can have a second gear slot for weapons and stuff. I am going to equip this right here. This gives more maximum mana, but this has the 10 intelligence. Actually, which I really don't need in this build, so that's not any use for me. And since you can generally keep those items just for the sake of your next characters, if you play like a witch, your next, that wouldn't be horrible to keep for a starter kind of item on it. But I'm just playing this character as a run through with you guys, so I'm not really gonna be keeping many things for my other characters. If I do, they're going to be a separate inventory, or it's gonna be in my inventory already by the time that I start this. So yeah, I'm not gonna be keeping anything because this is more of a playthrough with this. Oh, and there's more of these.
My mana is gone.
And I've not seen this link before, so the Lynx hits pretty hard, but it's nothing I can't just kind of kite around, easily kill. More of the problem is just these extra things that keep hitting me. The extra things just kind of bother you when you're playing against them. Iron Ring, I already have one of those, don't really need it. Goat horn wand, and a goat horn wand. None of those are really things I can need, but they're more of things I can use on other characters or sell. But most likely I'm just gonna sell them, see what I can get off them. These are actually not bad if you are looking to create a fire or a lightning, because they increase the spell damage, and this one gives resistances to lightning, this one gives resistance to cold, gives spell damage, just fire resistance, 5 life gain, no kill. This is actually a really good early game bow, or not bow, wand, but I am not going to be using wands, so we will just continue on with this and see if we can find the prisoner's gate. Oh, there's a Grim Ripper. His name is Grime Ripper. I might be mispronouncing it. But yeah, the yellow ones aren't that hard early game, but they're something to be weary of if you get to the late game, because they can be actually pretty dangerous. Yeah, but these areas are more just annoying than tough because of the creatures that are inside them, or inside the crabs are really annoying. And there's going to be a few more annoying creatures or monsters inside the game later. But the crabs are probably one of the most annoying creatures in the game, or monsters, because they just break off, so you have to basically kill them twice. Like, who wants to kill something twice that they already, like, It's just
That
one of
one.
the most annoying things. So I can't pick up the superior scale vest. So I'm gonna look what I don't need and what I need. This only gives 5%. That only gives 5% for something so big, so I'm just gonna drop that. And then we're gonna place a couple of these things here, and so we have a bunch of 2 or 2 height slots to fill. So we're getting more of these. These must be, as you get further in the game, they come out more. Because I've gotten 2 or 3 in this area alone. So, they're not that hard to defeat. It's just the fact that I'm just trying to get through this early game. Ooh, but it did drop a large life flask, which I am super happy to get. 10 extra cartridges, 22 additional element resistance during flask. That is really good. And he dropped a large mana flask too. 23% increased recovery speed. That is really good as well. I happen to use this one a lot more, so I'm just going to use this.
That would only slow me down.
I am going to identify this really fast. Don't need that. And then compare it. The 29, 25, but it gives 1 to 2 physical fire damage and a lot of increased stuff. I'm going to use that over that. Padded vest. I'm going to identify this too. See where it leaves me. So it has a little less evasion rating, but I think I'm going to use it. Actually, no, I'm not. Don't really need it right now. The stun recovery. It's nothing I really need as of now. So I'm just gonna be farming up again. Just keep on going with this. Try and find this exit. Ooh, another superior item. So that's gonna be a 9%. So I'm gonna trade that out with the 5%. Because again, I don't really need the 5%ers. They are more of something I can use just to kind of fill in my inventory while I'm out and about doing these quests. And I found the ledge. The ledge is one of the best farming spots. You could literally sit here, go to the other side, start a new instant, and then come back and do the ledge all over again. Because it has a lot of easy monsters to kill. And it's pretty easy to kill, or get through. And it's straightforward, so it's not like it's hard to rush through. Again, I'm just going to go get closer to this aspect of the eagle. And then hopefully I'll be getting some crit online after that, or soon after that. These, again, like I said, these aren't hard enemies to kill. So it's just the fact there's a lot of them to kill. So it's one of the best farming up spots. And then you can drop a lot of items. Getting this, you can do a lot of different things. So it's pretty easy. And then, like this. These are annoying monsters, the gluttonous ghoul. But you kind of just get over them. Because they have to eat the dead bodies around them. If you don't kill anything, they're not that hard. But as soon as you kill something, they just get quite annoying. And then here is our first totem. It was the grinning totem. It gives the ally something, a good buff, and then there's totems that also can give you a buff if you pick them up. Superior short bow gives 15% quality. So the 8, the 16, the 14. So the 8 is the lowest. This isn't going to do enough damage for me to use it because this gives me the critical strike, life gain on kill, mana gain on kill, So the one I'm using currently is better for me to use, and it also has a waypoint, which is really good because then I can go back to Lionized Watch, actually put my my things away that I'm keeping. So we have the quality armor, there, and then we have the quality weapons, bow, there, that had quality on it. The rest of these don't have quality on it. And then I'm going to go back to, was it 4? 4, and put my medium flask here, and then my medium life flask. And then I'm actually going to take this medium life flask out, and these medium mana flasks. I do this because when I get here, I'm going to sell these, obviously. I'm just going to take this reward already. You can get vendor receipts or recipes. And then I'm going to put 3 small life flasks in here, and it's going to take out a medium. And then I'm also going to take these medium, take this medium, and these 2 medium to get the large flask. I'm using this spot, but it will take the place of the large flask. So I can do this with the medium flasks too. Recipe any mana flask. Then I'm going to move that down there. And then we are going to come get
You managed to kill a granddaddy crab. Pity you couldn't lug it out of the caves for us. Could have made quite the chowder out of it. No matter. We've got one less reason to fear the dark, and I've got one more thing to thank you for.
So he's going to give you a passive skill point. So I'm going to get this aspect of the eagle. And then from here I can go to bow damage, or I can get bow attack speed and critical chance. I'm obviously going to go to this critical chance up here. And then I'm probably going to go up to here and get these critical strike chance nodes up here, which that seems like a far reach to go because this is somebody else's tree, but you're gonna have to go to other people's tree plenty. So these critical strike chances, assassination is gonna be what I'm going for, and then I'm going to get these little accuracy and critical strike chance nodes. And then I'm also going to go over here and get these eventually. All these little bow trees are what I'm probably going to aim for. There's also this little bow tree, which is critical strike chance and multiplier. That's a good one to go to as well. There's others down here that are good as well. Might be a little far of a reach to go down here, but I'm going to go get Master Fletcher too at some point. There's bow nodes all over the place that you can get. Thrill Killer to effective or use to get your mana. True Strike. There's things all over the place that you want for the critical strike chance and mana. So, but I'm just gonna get these 2 nodes, go straight up here. Get these a couple dexterity nodes. You kind of want to stay away from just plain dexterity nodes, but I don't want really anything over here, so I'm just gonna go up and straight to these and get these, then straight to the accuracy and critical strike chance. Then I'm gonna talk to Hui Master too. Gonna listen to the Kirui way.
The ancestors possess the knowledge of all Karui. Every man and woman who has followed the way has carved their life's wisdom into the meeting house of the remembered. Yet the ancestors cannot tell me how Kitava's tyranny might end. Only that it will, if we who still can, stand against him. It is in this hope that I choose to live. Hope is my fortress, and from it I wage war against Kitava's slaves. Yet I am but one warrior, one man who chooses to serve the Karui way. Perhaps there will be others. Perhaps even you.
And then I'm also gonna see what he has to sell. He probably doesn't have the best things to sell, because they cost all my wisdom scrolls right now, so it's kind of pointless to buy them. And he sells more stuff that I'm not gonna use because I'm a ranged attack. So then we just go back to the ledge, and we keep going with the farm. Again, ledge is a perfect place to farm, perfect place to get a couple good items. Not going to give you perfect items again, but if you need simple items, like if you haven't found a ring yet, or like me, if you haven't found an amulet yet, you might have a good chance to find them here. Again, might not have a perfect chance to find them here, but it's a good chance because there's so many enemies, there's so many chests laying around that you might find them, like a power limit, which increase mana regenerate. That's something that I really need because my mana regenerate before was pretty bad. I didn't really want to level up poison arrow there. I probably will level it up at some point, but not right now. So this gives me 17. So obviously the 19 would be better. And I'm actually gonna level up the poison arrow. So I'm gonna clear this place out so I can listen to this storyline. And as soon as you pop that mana regen, or that mana flasks, you can start using your abilities. You don't have to wait for this to fill up. It will just take that you're filling up and keep filling it up. So we're gonna listen to this weathered carving again.
The earth of Rayclast rejects the dead. The black spirit of storm and dream now reaches into the ground and raises up our slain imperial foes. It leads the fallen from their graves and drives them to fight us beyond the end, rotted tooth and jagged nail. Our own remembered have joined their cursed ranks. No longer may we give our beloved to the birds, messengers of spirit to the sky, conveyors of flesh to the earth. Calm has commanded us to destroy our remembered with axe and fire. Calm is the bravest of us, willing to bear the ire of the ancestors for the survival of his people.
So there was that. Nothing really important or too important coming out from those. Those are more just storyline things that are cool and fun to listen to. I like listening to them. Give me a little background to what's happening. They will be all over the place in this area, or in these areas. They might be hard to find, but you can eventually find them. It's not too hard. They're not too hard to find. So this shabby jankin I'm gonna pick up. Shabby jerkin. I just said jankin. I'm gonna pick up because it will give me the chromatic word. I don't think anything here is really worth picking up. And there's nothing back there. Normally there's nothing there, but there was one time I did find a chest back there, so I've just been normally checking them. And that explosion actually hurts you, so just you kind of want to shoot those at a distance, especially if you're playing ranger. If you're not and you don't have a long distance attack, you're just gonna have to take the damage and kind of deal with it. It's not a lot of damage, but it's still damage. So I was popping the wrong pot this entire time. That's something that you kind of have to get used to, where you put your pots and like where your fingers are at the keys, or the keys that you put them on. And then there's also going to be a very small totem boss up here. So I'm going to take these boots. The only real thing with taking. And they give me lightning resistance, so I'm gonna take them, even though that one has 3 on it. That's a 20. This is a 22, so I'm obviously going to keep that with the mana regen. And then here's the small boss. If you're a ranger, you can kill it off screen, but I'm going to get up here just to show you what it looks like. It's going to be firing shock once you get close to it, and the spark when you're far away, so you kind of want to stay far away so it doesn't fire that shock at you. It doesn't drop really that great of items just because it's a very small boss. There's usually a chest around here, see? So, didn't really give anything good. So I'm just not, I'm not even going to bother with any of it. So once you hit that, you should be somewhat close to the end at least. I'm just going to keep farming up, hit these guys with Ice Shot. Ice Shot does something cool where if you hit the guy in front of it, it also hits, or it does a cone shape behind it to kill the people behind it as well. So you don't have to worry about necessarily just hitting the one guy in the front like other spells, or other abilities, not spells. That's also another thing. You have to be wary of whether something says spell or not. Like, see, this does not say spell on it. It says attack, AoE, duration, cold, bow. This does not either. But when it says spell on it, it's going to upgrade, or it's going to do more damage if you upgrade the spell damage items. But you would actually be surprised of what's a spell and what's not a spell. So be very careful about seeing that. And this is probably going to be our last area once we find the Waystone 2. It's getting close to a 30-minute recording, and that's what these are going to be aimed to be, about 30 minutes. So I leveled up again. Once I clear this, I will do the level up. I think I cleared it, so I'm just gonna go get this bow attack speed and critical strike chance. My critical strike chance is gonna be increasing now, so I'm gonna be doing more damage based off that. And when the new enemies, the dogs that are red, you want to try and stay away when you kill them, because they will burst into flames. So it's something that you'll learn how to do with your character after a while. I found the waypoint, so I am going to go back to Lionel's Watch and then see if anybody has anything for me. Nobody has anything for me, so I am going to go to my stash and put a couple things away. Selling that, so quality weapons, 4, and quality armor, there. Sell that, you get a chromatic orb. I am also very kind of anal about my sorting of these so I can min-max everything. So, but I'm getting kind of low on Scroll of Wisdoms. So if you don't find any, you can always just start picking up random stuff and selling them. Like, I could just sell a bunch of my quality stuff if I don't need the quality for my things, to sell them and get the Scrolls of Wisdom. But I am going, before I leave, I'm going to be showing you some of how to create the quality armor, or the qualities. So I kind of like to min-max this. So like, this is 10, so that's 10, that's 20. We don't have a 6. So we really only need 20 more, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. So if I take out this 10, we can put in 19. So we're 11 off, or 21 off. So that's again, this isn't something you need to do, but I like to min-max it so then I can have a 7.
Hello.
So if I did this math right, I'm a little over. Yeah, okay, so I didn't need the 7 there, that's my bad. But you get an armor scrap. And then you get the recipe for the armor scrap. And the armor scraps give 1 quality to weapons. And to do that, you have to take the gem out, take it out of your item, and then you can just keep qualitying it. I'm also going to do this with the weapons. There's 10. There's 25. So I'm looking for 15 more. So I can go with the 9 and the 6.
What little help
Hopefully I did my math right, otherwise it's going to be fun. But yeah, so there's your 15, or your 40 quality, and it gives you the recipe for the blacksmith's whetstone. And that's going to give 1 quality to your weapon. And qualities just improve like the weapon's base critical strike chance or base physical damage. But that is going to be the end of this episode. So thank you for watching, and leave comments about how I'm doing. This is a new series, and if you would want to see more of it. Thank you, and have a nice day.